To the Town of Yucca Valley Tuesday, March 17th meeting. It is 5:01. We'll get the meeting started. We'll begin with our roll call.
Councilmember Drodes,
Here.
Lombardo,
Here.
Schooler,
Here.
Mayor Abel,
Here.
and Councilmember Dennison is excused tonight.
Very good. We'll be starting off with our Pledge of Allegiance. I've asked Councilmember Lombardo to lead us in the pledge. I'll be doing the invocation this evening. So please rise. You're invited to participate.
Please place your hand over your heart and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we do thank you for being here tonight. We thank you for watching over us and our community. We ask that you would bless our decisions, that we be open to hearing any concerns, any conversations, that we would represent you in all that we do. And we want to thank you for always watching over and protecting those that serve our community, those in special services like the Army and Air Force, Marines, and those, of course, working here in our law enforcement and our first responders. Continue to protect them, watch over them, and we thank you again. We ask this in your precious and holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Go Navy.
Go Navy.
And Coast Guard. All right.
DHS.
Thank you. Navy veteran next to me. I apologize. All right, we're going to start off with some great presentations. First of all, we have our Chamber of Commerce president here, Tanya Chu. She'll be presenting her report to the council and to the community. And we got a little ring in feedback, right?
Yes. Can you hear me? Cool. I am nervous, so bear with me. Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. Thank you for the opportunity to provide an update of the Yucca Valley Chamber of Commerce. This year marks a significant milestone as we celebrate 75 years of serving our local businesses and community. The Chamber remains committed to strengthening connections, supporting economic growth, and creating meaningful opportunities for both business and residents. Over the past several months, we have hosted a variety of successful events, including networking mixers, Lee's lunches. We just brought that back. We had our first one today. And community bingo nights with additional events planned in the upcoming months. We are also working to introduce market nights at the Founder Plaza, which will provide a new opportunity to showcase local businesses and bring increasing foot traffic to the area. The Chamber is revitalizing an ambassador program and is currently recruiting ambassadors to help expand outreach, support members, and enhance engagement within the business community. These efforts continue to foster collaboration, increase visibility, and strengthening the community connections. A major focus at this time is planning and coordinating the Grubstake Days, one of Yucca Valley's most valuable and long-standing tradition. Based on our current schedule, Grubstake Days will feature a full weekend of activities, including our Thursday night kickoff dance and dinner. We will be having food, a live band here at the community center. And then Friday will be our golf tournament, along with our family-friendly entertainment and a carnival running throughout the weekend. Friday will also feature the Little Miss and Mr. Minor talent show. And the reasoning why we're doing that on Friday is because the winners, we want to recognize them during the Saturday's parade, followed by the live music in the evening. Saturday night's events would include Joni and the Boomers and Chris Lozano Band. And throughout the day, we'll have at the parade, the horseshoe tournament, the beard contest, tug of war, the live performances, like I said, and the Rotary for the beer garden, and participation from local vendors and nonprofit organizations. And Sunday will include the Pony Express, Kids Day, family-friendly activities, and a community of worship gathering, which will provide a well-rounded, inclusive conclusion to the weekend. In addition to these activities, the Chamber is actively coordinating the logistics, including the stage, the vendors' participations, the entertainment, and partnerships, and local organizations to ensure a safe, organized, and successful event for both residents and visitors. Grubstake Days is not only a celebration of history and culture of Yucca Valley, but it also provides a meaningful economic impact for local businesses while strengthening community pride. We continue to see the growth of our membership, welcoming new businesses across a variety of industries, and while enhancing members' benefits through expanding marketing opportunities and increased community engagement. Thank you for your continued support, and if you have any questions, I'm ready to answer them.
All right, wonderful. We'll open it up to the community. Is there anyone in the audience or online that would like to ask questions about the Chamber of Commerce or the event that was mentioned? Well, we really appreciate all that the Chamber does for the town of Yucca Valley and the small businesses, large businesses, and promoting the town, and also events like these. People don't realize it takes volunteers, a lot of manpower, a lot of training, a lot of effort to pull it off. And so you're always looking for people who want to come in and help and join you in this venture. Councilmember Rhodes?
Will there be clowns? Because I'm afraid of clowns.
I don't think so.
Okay, good. So I'll be there. Yeah. So anyway, seriously, thanks for all you're doing. You're trying to bring it back to the way it was, and we really appreciate that. Thank you.
No, thank you.
I forget a lot of things, but when you mention you're afraid of clowns, I'll never forget that, and it might come back to bother you. Councilmember Lombardo?
Yeah, I have so many fond memories of the early days of Grubstakes. When I came here in '85, I thought it was very unique, and it was a great time to get involved in things. I was young and full of energy, and I think I entered the Hairy Legs contest, and it was fun. There's some embarrassing pictures somewhere, but it's always been a fun thing and family friendly, and I'm glad to see it being revived.
Yeah, that's our goal, is to bring the community, the businesses, and everyone that comes to our beautiful place together to
Yeah.
celebrate, just
And
to
this-
be under one place and just
Yep.
doing it all together.
It's kind of always been a dream to find a location for a fairgrounds. Ray White was it, that had the area where we did it in the past. So we got to think about that maybe, guys. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Well, Tanya, I want to tell you, I'm very impressed with your leadership since you've taken over as the president. I've been at several businesses and locations, and you're out there meeting people and really welcoming the businesses, encouraging people to sign back up for renewals. So you're doing a fantastic job. I know it doesn't happen without a lot of work, but it's recognized by us, and we want to thank you.
Well, thank you, because without you guys, I don't think I'm, I do appreciate the wisdom that you guys bring me every day.
And Mr. Mayor, if I may, Tanya, I don't think you touched upon it, and if you haven't, if you could, the parade route and the destination.
Oh, sorry. So the parade route is going to be on Yucca Trail. We're going to start at the park and ride. And we're going to line the whole road up with flags. And we're going to have it as like an appreciation to everyone who served in the military, just for the weekend. It's going to be a memory lane for Memorial Weekend. It's a new route. We're excited to try new things. And so I'm excited. The military is going to be there. At least, well, we put in for it, and they were excited about coming. So I'm excited. A lot of changes. We got the Elks Lodge is going to do the pancake breakfast. That's used to be happening back in the day. So I'm really touching the community with their input, because I feel like bringing all our representatives that served in the community, the people in the community, our old-time people, and our younger generation, bringing them all together to help build this legacy that we've had for 75 years. So 75 years we've been doing this parade. Well, if you delete what COVID did, but this is our 75th year. So I'm excited. We're going to have a lot of cool things happening. We're doing a kickoff in April for our anniversary month. So we have our big anniversary birthday, which will be, I believe it's the 16th of April, so put it on your calendar. We have live music. It's at Las Palmas. And so it's going to be a great evening to come and celebrate the chamber. And as you as well, because you guys are 35 years. So we definitely want to serve you that night too as well.
Well, thank you again. Appreciate you being here.
Really quick, thank you. Really quick, where will the carnival be?
Everything's going to be at Founders Plaza. We are going to
Great.
hold the whole event there because that way we support each other and we're all together as one community for the whole weekend. And it's very exciting. So the carnival that used to be down by Jack in the Box, we've already sent the map and everything, and it's going to work out perfect for that area.
Great.
So it's going to be great.
That is perfect, thanks.
Exciting.
Yes.
All right.
Any more?
Nope.
Very good.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to our second presentation, which is recognition and appreciation to our town clerk, Leslie Copeland, for her years of service and well-deserved retirement. So tonight, we pause, not just as a council, but as a community, to really thank Leslie for all her years of service. Leslie has served 30 years, and Leslie's been part of the heartbeat of Yucca Valley. And more than 12 years of those, 12 of those years, she has served as our town clerk. Those who have worked with her knows she is much, much more than just that title. Leslie has been a person we've all counted on. The steady hand, the keeper of history, the one who makes sure that everything we do as a town is done with care, transparency, and integrity. She has been the quiet constant behind countless meetings, decisions, and milestones. But beyond the professionalism and there are so many of those qualities, what really stands out about Leslie is her as a person. Her contributions extend far beyond her duties, reflecting a genuine care for the town and for all those that she has served. I often talk about service, and Leslie embodies that. She didn't just do her job, she cared deeply about it and about all of us. And that's something you can't teach. That's something you give. And so thank you for giving to us. There have been so many times that every one of us on council or staff have asked you to do something, and you've done it with a kind heart and doing it, again, professionally. Leslie, on behalf of the entire town staff, the entire council, and the community of Yucca Valley, we want to say thank you. Thank you for your dedicated service, your dedication to us, your leadership, your wisdom, and your heart. We have all been helped, and you have helped shape this town that will last for generations. We are so grateful for you, and while we will miss you dearly, we're excited about the next chapter of your life, one that is so well earned. At this time, Leslie, we are very pleased to have you come and meet us at the podium so that we can present you with a proclamation honoring you for your incredible service, along with our warmest wishes for happiness, health, and fulfillment in the years ahead. Congratulations to you, and would you join us at the lectern, please?
Are we all home? I want to. Merle, are we allowed to come up?
We're going to do a picture together. Yes, we come on up. Thank you. Well, we have a couple of people here that want to present items to you tonight, and you've also helped them in doing their job and serving them as well. Glenn Harris is going to be here presenting a certificate of recognition from the San Bernardino County District Supervisor, Don Rao. Would you like to come on up, sir? And Corinne Mora is giving a certificate from the Congressman, come on up, Jay Obernolte. So come on up, please. Right here. You could be right here. Oh, Oh, yes, and please come on up. Is it Sarah? No. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, thank you very much. We're all going to present here. So I'll go ahead and start with you, Glenn.
Okay. Leslie, we all know how much you love attention thrown at you, but we're here to wish you our extreme blessings and thanks for all that you've done. I'm here on behalf of Supervisor Dawn Rao, who has known you for many, many years, and she is so sorry she couldn't be here tonight, but she does give you big hugs and wishes you only the best in the future. And I'm here on behalf of the entire Board of Supervisors of the county, and I'm honored to be able to present this plaque to you. And it reads, the San Bernardino County Certificate of Recognition awarded to Leslie Copeland, Town of Yucca Valley, presented by the San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors. We thank you for 30 years of dedicated service to the Town of Yucca Valley. We are grateful for your professionalism and commitment to the community and wish you all the best in your retirement. And it is signed by all the supervisors. So thank you and congratulations. And what?
Oh, yeah, 12 o'clock. You got the good one? All right.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It always works out that way, right?
Yeah.
Well, Leslie, I have a certificate of recognition on behalf of our Congressman Jay Obernolte to recognize you for your 30 years of service. Now, I'm sure that went by so fast and you can't believe it's here, but it really says a testament to your heart and dedication to the town of Yucca Valley. And we really do appreciate all of your hard work. You've always been very professional, very strong, very, an advocate for the community. And it's just, you really are going to be missed. And we know that those hearts of service always keep you around. So I'm sure in the years of retirement, we will still see you here. But we thank you for all you have done for the community. And we wish you the best in your retirement. Thank you on behalf of Congressman Jay Obernolte.
You can crop us out later.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll take care of that.
I'm here on behalf of Senator Ochoa Bogue, and although we haven't worked together for very long, we have spoken on the phone and across email, and I just want to, on behalf of Senator Ochoa Bogue, recognize you for your retirement and your hard 30 years of dedicated service, and congratulations on this big accomplishment. Your retirement is looking great, and I'm so excited for you, and congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Pass that over, and then you get.
Thank you.
One more. Do one more. There you go.
one more. Oh, right. Last but not, yeah.
So we have a couple, one is a proclamation, the other one's a plaque, so let me read this to you first. Whereas Leslie Copeland has devoted her nearly 30 years of exemplary service to the town of Yucca Valley, including over 12 years as our town clerk, whereas through her tenure, she served as a trusted steward of the town's records, ensuring transparency, upholding the integrity of mutual and multiple legislative processes, whereas her professionalism, depth of knowledge, and commitment to public service earned the respect and trust of elected officials, staff, and the community, whereas Leslie has helped strengthen the clerk's office through her mentorship and leadership, leaving a lasting foundation for the future. Now, whereas it be proclaimed that the town of Yucca Valley is hereby recognizing and thanking Leslie Copeland for her many years of dedicated service and lasting contributions to the town and its residents. Be it further proclaimed that the town council extends its sincere appreciation and best wishes to Leslie Copeland on her well-deserved retirement, presented on the 17th day of March 2026. And In recognition for her exemplary service to the town of Yucca Valley for over 29 years, with sincere appreciation for her dedication, commitment, and professionalism as a valued employee of the town of Yucca Valley. Thank you for your contributions to all departments within the organization and the residents, dated again, the 17th March 2026. Congratulations. Now you get to say something. Yep.
Just have counsel?
Yeah, we're going to have council, and we're going to present you with some flowers.
Oh,
Would you hand that to her? Sure. Do you want to hold those, or just get a picture?
I'll hold them. They're heavy.
Okay.
thank you.
We'll get another one with Rick.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm still here for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
She's going to say something that you
Okay.
Well, thank you. That was not what I was expecting. Thank you all for the kind words. So I don't think we'll be going too far. We still have an electrical contracting business to run. I'm hoping in retirement that if any of you have played golf with me, know that my game really needs a lot of work. So I hope I can do that. So even, hopefully after tonight, the event reviews from this evening are better than what we recently heard from the Academy Awards. So with that, I have a long list of thank yous. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for their kind words. And throughout the time with the town, I placed customer service super high and in high regard, and I always hope to have every interaction that I have with someone that they can leave happier than when they arrived. So, and it's been a pleasure to serve my hometown and helping folks navigate through the information and processes that we have for local government. I'd like to thank Council for your continued support and policy direction to help bring Yucca Valley into the thriving and welcoming community that we have right now. I've lived here since the late 60s, and I've never seen such vibrant activity and energy being invested here. It's nice to see. I'm excited to see the new facilities come online, and it's good timing because now I'll have time to enjoy them. So I'd like to thank town management and their guidance and oversight, allowing all of our staff members to bloom and show the talents that they have been gifted with. We have a great team with fantastic ideas to enhance local services. I need to have a shout out to my town hall family that they continue to laugh and remember that we're all here together, and I'm going to miss you guys a lot. So when thinking about retiring, there's been a lot of introspection and wondering if I've done enough. Have I done enough with myself and financially? Have I done enough for others? And I'm realizing that even after retirement, that doesn't have to stop. So I can continue to develop what I need and develop also with what my community. So one thing about the 30 years and looking back, I'm realizing that I've been blessed with a great management team, and the managers and directors that I've served under for these 30 years, all but maybe the first 4 years are still being represented in our town right here. So Jim, Mayor Pro Tem Schooler, sorry. Thank you so much for your guidance for almost 14 years on helping me navigate through local government, raising kids after-school issues, all the stuff. There's all the tears running into your office, which is kind of funny, but now I look back on it that I needed to still grow up back then. So we have Curtis, Shane, Frank. We haven't done a whole lot, but even as council member and mayor before, it was nice to have you on the team. So it's just been amazing how that guidance and the ethical decisions and teaching of local government policy has just extended into many years of my life. So again, to all the management team, thank you very much. I'd like to thank my family. So Tyler, thank you very much for your support through the years, whether it's helping me go to school with earning your degree in foot rubbing and home economics. So that was very helpful. And being very patient through the frustration, the late evenings from either agenda prep or the late minute meetings at night. So I appreciate that very much, and I love you a lot. I also want to thank my sons, Addison and Evan. I was hoping they're online, but I'm not sure they are. Oh, hi, guys. So I also want to thank you, and thank you for your patience while Mom worked and volunteered instead of being home helping with homework. I'm so thankful both of you have grown up to be loving and caring men and taking off in the world. I love you both. Cindy, I love you as well, and also my little man, Chewy. Brooke, thank you for all that you're doing, all that you stepped up to do. All of this has been great tonight. Your energy and passion for the organization will be a great asset to the team, and I'm thankful that and know that the town clerk's office will continue to be well represented. So thank you. Thanks.
Before we take our break and enjoy some refreshments, you can go up and congratulate Leslie in person, get a picture with her and so forth. A few council members wanted to make some comments. So Mayor Pro Tem, I'll hand it off to you first, sir.
Well, sure, thank you. Leslie and I go back a long ways, as she alluded to, and in addition to her 30 years with the town and 12 as, or 14 as town clerk, she was in the Community Services Department during that time. She was in finance during that time. She's one of those people that is an excellent resource for all things town. She's been around, she knows how it all works. But even before that, I can remember when she was in high school, and this had to be, I don't know, sometime around 1980, when Leslie Sutton at the time came to work for the Park District as a cashier at the pool. So she was very shy, very quiet at that time. Had a boyfriend named Tyler, not a husband named Tyler, but
Same one?
yeah, same one. Same Tyler. But yeah, Leslie's been around a long time. She knows how it all works, and so Leslie, thank you for your service. Thanks for all the years with the town and with the Park District, and just being part of the community.
Councilmember Rhodes?
Leslie, I just want to say that you and Tyler, I went to high school with both of you, and your life is going to be changing, and I'm sure for the better. But I want to mention that you've always been helpful to me. When I don't know how to file some form or do something, you're always there to help. And that's really incredible. And you never seem irritated. Were you? No.
Never, never.
Anyway, and I want to say that, let's see here. You swore me into office. I was on the Planning Commission for 5.5 years, and town council now. I've been elected 3 times, and you swore me into office several times. but you've never swore at me, so that's a good thing. But you know, it was an honor to have you swear me into office. And what really got my attention was you don't even read the swearing in. You know what it is in your head. You're not looking at the paper, you're just reading it. And then I repeat after you. So that's pretty incredible. And the last thing I want to mention is teaching at the college. I would call you and say, I would be typing some kind of Microsoft Word class or Excel, and I would say, could you speak to my students? Could you come over here? And she would come by after work on her own time, and she would speak to my students at the college. She'd talk for a half hour or an hour and go home on her own time. So you're a giving person to the community, and I thank you for that, and you're going to be missed.
Thank you. Councilmember Lombardo.
It's congratulations, Leslie. It's an odd feeling retiring. I'm hoping that that it goes smoothly for you, and your love for golf might be a great outlet to experience the beginning phases of retirement. But it opens up the doors to so many things, and I know that your interests are varied. We've been playing cards in a card group for, I think it was like 30 years, right? Our kids grew up together. We've been on vacations together and done a lot of fun things with each other's families. One of the things that I remember that you introduced me to was your son was studying to be a wine, well, I can't remember the name of it, but he was at the Two Bunch Palms. And they had these wonderful chef dinners, and he was the wine steward kind of thing, matched the wines with the meal, and it was always quite an elaborate event, and I really enjoyed it, and it was so basic community kind of thing. It was just a small group of people at Two Bunch Palms Resort down in Desert Hot Springs and you invited my wife and I to participate in that, and we really, really enjoyed that. And we enjoyed playing cards with you and learning about you, and you're a really good cook. You always made such an elaborate spread when the party was at your house, and very fond memories. You have two wonderful sons, and your husband, well, we're still thinking on him, but no, he's a wonderful guy, and both of you are very talented and very giving to the community, and we really, we're going to miss you, but you're not going to be gone, so we'll still see you, and you'll have more time to do things now. It's awesome. Hope you enjoy your retirement as much as I'm enjoying mine. Thank you.
Well, Leslie, we do thank you, and it's nice that you're retiring early, in life, so you can enjoy your husband and more time. And like I've said with other people up here that have served on commissions or councils and stuff, you couldn't do it without the support of your family. So I do want to recognize them. Family life that goes well and you have the support, you can go through a tough job and a demanding job and one that's very important. And when you have their support, it makes the big difference. And I know you appreciate them, and you already mentioned that. And I could say more, but I love cake. So let's go ahead and adjourn for about 5 or 10 minutes, and let's welcome her over at the cake. Thank you again. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for being here tonight and for all the kind wishes. We're going to move on to our approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll move.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second.
Councilmember Rhodes,
Yes.
Lombardo,
Yes.
Schooler,
Yes.
and Mayor Abel.
Yes. Consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda are routine matters or formal documents covering previous town council instruction. Items are enacted by one motion and a second without separate discussion unless a member of the town council or the town staff requests dialogue on a specific item at the beginning of the meeting. Requests for public comments or consent items should be filed with the town clerk. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone wishing to speak on consent items?
I have no requests.
Anyone online? Anything to be pulled or a motion by the council?
Mayor, I'll move approval of the consent agenda.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Schooler and Councilmember Rhodes.
Councilmember Rhodes,
Yes.
Lombardo,
Yes.
Schooler,
Yes.
and Mayor Abel.
Yes. All right, department reports. Item number 11.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. First item for your consideration this evening is a follow-up item from prior discussions. This is about 3 years in the making, coming back to you for consideration this evening. San Bernardino Regional Housing Trust, JPA. This evening, we're just going to run through what the trust is, the benefits to Yucca Valley, how the trust will work, and ultimately how the town will participate it financially and otherwise. Real simply, I think the word trust is a little bit confusing if you're not used to it, so I kind of use an interchangeable term of program. So you can think of this as it's simply a housing program in which the town will be a potential participant for that. And then when we talk about a JPA, just so you know what that is, it's a joint powers authority. It's simply a separate legal entity when two public agencies or more come together. And so you'll see that this evening that the structure of a San Bernardino County Housing Trust is all of the cities that desire to elect to come into the trust or into the housing program are eligible to participate. Why do we need a housing trust? Let's move to the next slide. Very simply, I think in short, it's housing affordability and the difficulty in California to provide enough affordable housing in general throughout not only Yucca Valley, but the entire state. In 2022, one of the responses to that through the San Bernardino County COG, or Council of Governments, was to develop kind of some ideas through a white paper and a presentation that ultimately went through review. That came back to the council a couple years back, and in your agenda packet under then Mayor Schooler's signature was the town's general interest in that concept. One of the primary reasons that this is even something that communities like Yucca Valley consider is because of the difficulty in providing affordable housing, number one. Number two, housing interests for all different income levels. And I think to kind of highlight that is just to go back in time to 2012, when the council was at that time considering Dumosa Senior Village. Let's move to the next slide. This is the Dumosa Senior Village development across the street here. Not only through the standard process of entitlement, property acquisition, design, getting interest in a housing development, but a key component of that is how do you fund affordable housing programs? And they're very, very complex and incredibly expensive. This project now, looking back at it, is super cheap. We have 74 units at a total project cost of $18 million. That structure is comprised of a number of different sources. Some of these are local sources, some of these are federal programs, state programs. But I think the illustration is how many different pieces to the financial pie are necessary. For the Yucca Valley Senior Apartment project, we were able to do that at the local agency level, but they become very difficult as you begin to try and deliver more of these. And so, as you'll see in a few minutes when we talk about the benefits of the trust, it's being able to come together as a county and have resources to financing, to development interests that not only can it apply to Yucca Valley, but the broader San Bernardino County region. And we may ultimately, as a town, have access to some of those development entities or financing structures that we may not otherwise have. Even on the next slide, you'll see even the town of Yucca Valley's portion, the $2.9 million. So this structure is what we would call a stacked capital funding structure for the project. And then on the next slide, you'll see even of that $2.9 million that the town did, we had to stack that internally with our own levels of funding. So we had the land contribution. We're using a number of special revenue fund sources to be able to kind of cobble together what our contribution was to make that project a reality. So a lot of the times the questions will come, why does affordable housing, why do these programs take so long? They're incredibly difficult to put together the financing because a lot of the times this funding is spread out, the benefit of the funding is spread out over what's called the rate covenant or the 55-year oftentimes limitation on how those rents are developed for the ultimate users of those housing opportunities. On the next slide, we just talk about the benefits of participating in the housing trust. So again, it's access to funding. It could be state funding, federal funding, regional funding. You have developer interests that may be more aggressive if they're working with a trust in a number of cities as opposed to a single city or a single one-off entity. Joining as a JPA is a separate legal entity, so the town of Yucca Valley's balance sheet is not at risk with projects that are developed through the Housing Trust. And then you'll see in an example that we'll talk about in a moment that the Housing Trust, depending on how active and how established or mature it is, can often have success in acquiring funds from either dedicated sources or even legislative sources. On the next slide, let's talk about an example. San Gabriel Valley Regional Housing Trust was established in 2020. So by government standards, not that very long ago. It's less than 6 years now in existence. It was designed and put together for planning and construction of affordable housing, shelter for unhoused populations. As an example, that housing trust piloted a project for tiny homes for the unhoused. They had about $835,000 allocation that covered a couple of different entities within the trust. The trust itself has 22 cities now in the San Gabriel Valley Housing Trust that are participating in that. And I think their highlight was a specific state budget earmark for the San Gabriel Valley Regional Housing Trust of $21 million in, I believe it was the 2024 budget that was passed. And so those are some of the benefits that you can see even in a newer housing trust of how funding is cobbled together, and then ultimately the cities that are participating in that trust have access to it. Specific on the next slide, specific to the San Bernardino Housing Trust structure, a couple of things that are key takeaways. This housing trust would be administered through the San Bernardino County Transportation Authority Council of Governments, or the COG. The governance of it will be one representative, one elected official from each of the participating agencies makes up the board of the trust. So you have equal representation, and it doesn't matter if you're a big city or a smaller city like Yucca Valley, you have equal representation in the trust, which is very critical for smaller cities like ours. 2 housing policy experts, that is experts in housing or housing policies that are appointed by the board itself. So they will be part of the voting membership, but they are appointed by the board. SB 20 is specific legislative authority that was recently passed that allows for a JPA formation for the explicit purpose of establishing a housing trust. So that will be part of the agreement that you have before you this evening is SB 20 compliance as well as standard joint powers authority language. And then bylaws, budget oversight, policy development, all administered by the trust and that board structure. So this is one of the key benefits is that small towns like the town of Yucca Valley do not have to put in those administrative pieces in place for programs specific to housing when we have access to a housing trust like this. We may still want to, depending on what the project is, but you're not required to. Fiscal impact on the next slide will identify that, again, we highlight that the town remains legally independent of the trust and trust liabilities that come out of any of the actions of the housing trust. It's estimated right now that our annual contribution for participation in the trust would be somewhere in the $30,000 to $50,000 range. That cost obviously will depend on the number of cities. Currently, we have 11 cities that have taken action to join the Housing Trust in San Bernardino County. ultimately, we could have all 24 cities plus the county for 25 members, and that would drive the cost down if that is the case. And then typical governmental requirements for annual audit, independent audit, all of those things would still apply to the JPA format. The recommendation on the next slide for you this evening, again, is adopting a resolution approving JPA membership, authorizing execution of that agreement, and then key this evening is also appointing the mayor or representative to the San Bernardino County Regional Housing Trust Board. That board meets about twice a year, maybe a little bit more in the formative years of the trust, but on an ongoing basis, a couple of times a year to help develop policy, budget, and potential project influence. Mayor, I'll stop there and answer any questions that the council or the public might have on this issue.
Wonderful. Do we have anyone in the public who would like to ask questions or make a statement? Anyone online? Okay, we'll bring it back to our council. Sounds like exactly, I mean, we're all concerned about affordable housing and anything, any tool we can use or joining a large group that makes it a little bit more feasible to get some funding would be fantastic. And I definitely would be interested in serving as a representative if the council agrees. I think it's worth being represented, obviously, and it's nice that the fees or the membership is based upon the population of the community. So I think it's very affordable and a great use of joining the affordable housing crusade. So I'm in favor of moving this forward. Does anyone have a comment or a motion?
No, I think we've been looking for something like this to be part of, because just individually, we're too small to get the kind of attention we need to be building these things. I think it's important that we participate, and I would support your being our representative.
We have a comment or a motion?
I'll move that we approve.
So we move to approve, adopt, authorize, and appoint the mayor as a representative?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll second
I'll
that.
go with that.
We have a motion, and we have a second? All right. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Rhodes,
Yes.
Lombardo,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Schooler,
Yes.
and Mayor Abel.
Yes. Thank you. All right, we'll move on to our point count update.
Great. This is my item again, Mayor, so thank you. We're going to talk just a little bit about the 2026 point-in-time count that occurred this year in January. It's an annual event. We're also going to talk a little bit about some of the strategies that I think are resultant from the experience there. And this was, I'll preface it by, this was a personal experience of myself and some of the other team members going out, and in seeing what we saw in January, I think was a little bit eye-opening, and hopefully you'll get some of that in the messaging this evening. In your strategic plan that you just adopted, strategy number 22 under quality of life is maintain quality of life by coordinating a comprehensive approach for the town's unhoused population. The action plan being identified needs, resources, and appropriate delivery of assistance to the unsheltered and unhoused through continued town coordination with county and our nonprofit providers. So this has been identified as a high priority already in your strategic plan, and we're moving forward with discussion as well as potential action this evening. Let's go to the next slide. Current town activities I would characterize as primarily through partnership or through participation in other activities or external activities to the town. So as an example, the town is an active member of the Continuum of Care. We have the East Valley Regional Steering Committee that is established to walk through county issues and county programs related to the unhoused. We do provide some Measure Y allocation money for homeless providers, but it's not terribly active. We do participate in the point-in-time count coordination. And then lastly, reactive field response. And I want to spend a minute just talking about reactive versus proactive. The fact that you have unhoused in your community requires a response. whether it's reactive or proactive or both, you're going to do one or the other or both. Traditionally, over the last number of years, we've been primarily reactive. And what does that mean? That means that we may receive a complaint from residents that we have unhoused people in the desert or in private property. So we respond either through our code compliance, we respond through law enforcement, we respond through public works. We may get a complaint of the unhoused here at the community center. There may be a whole number of issues that people have identified either through panhandling or others. The response is primarily reactive, where we're providing recommendations of social service providers. We're providing the county's law enforcement through our contract. We're providing access to the HOPE team or recommendation of the HOPE team for engagement or the inroads team, et cetera. All of that is generally reactive, very little proactive, and we'll talk about that a little bit more this evening as we move on. Next slide. What is the point in time count? Again, this is our once a year where we go out into the community based on hotspot maps that we've acquired from the different services, whether it's law enforcement or our social service providers. And we try and identify, this is a requirement of federal government funding sources, and so it's required that we do this in this fashion, and it's done once a year. I think instead of listening to me, let's play a little video on this. Again, this is our county partners that coordinate this, that we participate in.
Today is the annual point in time count. This is our opportunity to go in the community to find out who is displaced in our community, how many of those individuals have been impacted by homelessness, and what we as a community can do to better serve them.
By identifying individuals today, it provides the data we need to try to address problems in the near future. There's also an opportunity today to help some individuals. So it's more than just counting them. Some individuals will get some help today.
We're going to be going to different locations throughout the community, checking the hotspots that we know are there currently, and we're going to see who's there and see if they're willing to be interviewed by us, just to find out what kind of services in the future they may or may not need.
The count lets us know where resources from both the state and the federal government need to be spent by geographical area, by city area, where those folks are. And so we can make sure we have the resources in those areas to help them throughout the year.
It can be a little emotional, seeing and hearing their stories. There's times when they really do want the help, and there's times where you want to help and they don't want the help.
Some of the individuals that we came in contact with were also individuals who had previously been in the foster care system. We endeavor to hopefully address the homeless problem. In order for us to do that, we have to gather the data.
We use the data to actually even look from a standpoint of how to prevent homelessness. And so it's used in so many different ways that just really guide our strategy and our capabilities in the community.
That helps us gauge the number of housing units we need to produce to help create a front door so people have a pathway into shelter. I think it's just really important that people know it's okay to say that you lack housing.
The county has been very forthcoming with resources, dollars, personnel to help anybody that needs help. We've done a great job in investing in long-term housing as well as in navigation centers. That's a place where anybody can go walk in and get the help they need to get them hopefully back on their feet.
The people who are here, we have people from Mesa, Arizona. We have people who are born and raised in our community. And just to see those people who are suffering, knowing that they're residents of our community, we're going to see how we can just help them a little more. It's great info for us that we can take back, and hopefully we can help possibly save more lives.
One of the things we got to continue to do is stay focused, continue to make wise and fruitful investments. We have to grow and evolve as a group, as a county, as an organization. And I believe we have a leadership role to take in this and really rally our cities, rally our communities behind it to truly make a big dent in this issue.
I urge you next year, again in January, we will be doing this again. We always are determined to address the impacts of the homeless population.
I love the organization that I saw at the city sites. If an individual is surveyed that said that they want help today, we have 7 teams that are available to dispatch. We have 3 driver crews that are available to transport. We're putting people in shelter, getting individuals connected to the Transitional Assistance Department, and all of us are working together to make sure we can support.
Great, thank you. We'll go back to the presentation, but I think that paints the picture of what the point-in-time count is consisting of, as well as what the goals of it are on an annual basis. Obviously, we would invite the council next year. If you're interested, come join us. But we did this on January 22nd, 2026. I was fortunate to be able to join a gal by the name of Lauren that was up at the county, works in county behavioral health, and she joined me. We went out in the span of about 2 hours, and our area was assigned Central Yucca Valley. So generally speaking, Palomar to, say, Warren Vista, the highway, and Yucca Trail. So that's center area of town. In 2 hours, counted 23 people, individual people. Made contact with them, had a great time interviewing them. Interestingly, a lot of these folks are very willing to talk and express what their concerns are, what their needs are. Let's go to the next. So this, I'm sorry, go back. This picture you can see there is looking toward the old Pizza Hut building. So looking back toward the highway, so right behind Walgreens Big Five area. Next slide. Same general location in a drainage ditch, and then in another area of the desert. Next slide. Some of the concerns, obviously, it's not only, when you talk about unhoused, it's a no-win situation for anyone associated with it. So for the unhoused person, it's a no-win situation. Obviously, they're in dire straits. They need housing, they need food, they need shelter, they need services. Almost without doubt, on the ones that we met, they were in need of behavioral or for mental health issues, as well as substance abuse, and all self-admitted. So these are needs that they have. It's a no-win situation for the property owner. Almost all of the encampments that we encountered were private property. So many of the private property owners have no idea people are on there until they get notified from town code enforcement or compliance that they have a mess on their property and they need to clean it up. So it's a no-win for the property owner. It's a no-win for environmental health. We have, obviously, there's no bathroom facilities for these individuals, and so you have a situation where no one wins, and these individuals ultimately need to get treatment or they need to get moved off the property. And so we want to make sure that the individuals have access to education about and knowledge of programs that are available to them. Next slide. Same area. This is looking to the south toward Yucca Trail in the drainage area tent there. A couple that we met were living there, appreciated the shelter from the wind on that day. Next slide. It's behind Chrysler in the same area. You can see some tents there in the back. That individual that we encountered in that far tent in the foreground there in the center had moved to Yucca for about, I think she said about 2 months, 2 to 3 months, and it was fascinating. You ask, how did you get here? She kind of went through the journey of how she ended up in that tent, lived there with her dog, said, I absolutely love it here, it's beautiful. And so some of those perspectives of, wow, this is amazing, but also eye-opening for us. Next slide. Some of the ongoing town initiatives, again, external street outreach and rehousing is primarily done through external agencies. So the HOPE team, the school district has some street outreach. San Bernardino County has some, but I would say minimal street outreach activities here in the basin. And then other providers, whether they're faith-based providers or other organizations that are assisting, and then some of the social contract or social services that are contracted through county also have street outreach programs. We do request and collaborate with the county, but it's primarily in emergency situations and not on a regular basis. As we've identified, we do have Measure Y funding that's available for some initiatives that we may want to move forward. But again, and I put in red there at the bottom, most of this is all reactive responses. And so I think one of the eye-openers was, what does a proactive response look like? And let's go to the next slide. Again, on the external delivery initiatives, these are the things that we're currently doing. Go to the next slide. What does internal look like? internal means that the town is taking a more proactive role in primarily service coordination. And it's not that we have the resources that we can deliver these programs individually to the people that need them, but many of these programs, as you saw in the video clip from the county, are already existing. It's how do we coordinate and ensure that the people that are in need know what those programs are? How do we leverage and help our nonprofit providers? How do we help and engage with those nonprofits or for-profit agencies that are contracted through the county? Many times their funding is restricted to certain groups, and so to be able to come in and coordinate some of that activity is highly valuable. It would also provide the town knowledge of what is our issues, what are our issues, what is the level of unhoused that we have in the community, where are they at? It would provide a resource for town residents when they call town hall, not to simply say, well, call 211 or call non-emergency dispatch and report it there. This gives us a boots on the ground to know what is our issue in our community and how can we help individuals get services they need, and how can we help provide protection for our private property owners. And then ultimately to be able to collaborate with the actual services that are provided by the county. All of that, I think, would be very likely to move forward in a much more positive way through the provision of a town-administered community engagement and homeless outreach coordinator. And so that's the recommendation before you this evening. It's not a cure-all. We would never want to fly this position and expect somebody to come in and be able to cure everything that all the needs that the town has. But it's an important starting point. And we need to know what the level of our problem is before we can develop successful strategies and a master plan for dealing with that. Let's go to the next slide. Depending on the council's direction this evening, we believe that we'd be in a position to move forward with recruitment, and then making sure that that individual that comes in is provided training, that is that there's time spent understanding, hey, what are our goals with this program? How are we going to do that? What is the coordination level with the county? And then ultimately delivering those street level service coordination, public health and safety, and then private property preservation with this position. So thank you for the time. Happy to answer questions either on the point in time count. The numbers themselves will not be finalized until late spring, but we know that in our area, when we can come across 25 in 2 hours, we know that there's a lot more, and that problem is bigger than many people believe. And so we want to make sure that we're staying ahead of this and that the problem doesn't get so big that ultimately it's much more difficult to deal with later. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. So at this time, it's going to be a receive and file before we go on to next steps, is that correct?
There is a specific recommendation to authorize the position that we've identified.
Okay, don't see that on the recommendation there, but, oh, I see, and, okay, gotcha, and provide. All right, wonderful. Any community comments?
Mayor Abel, we do have one. Rowita Da Silva.
Thank you, yes, come forward. We'll go ahead, you can state your name and place of residence, then we'll start your clock, and you'll have 3 minutes. Thank you.
Yes, I'm Rowita Da Silva in Yucca Valley. And I wanted to say that I'm very happy about this, that something's being done. I've been wanting to come for a long time. A lot of people ask me why I'm very careful with my money. And I say, you always never know. You could be homeless one day. You never know what can happen to you. And so I have sympathy for the homeless. Yet I manage Avalon Medical Center, the property, and we have terrible destruction sometimes from the homeless people. And I've been wanting to come for ages and talk to the council and the city to do something because, you know, we can keep our rents down because our properties have been owned for a long time. And I know a lot of businesses in town who have small businesses as renters keep their rents low. But with all these expenses going on, we need help from the city so that we can allow small businesses to thrive also. And I think this is just something that is not helping us, the homeless problem and the destruction. Not all, but you know what I'm talking about. The other thing is, for years people go, why don't you put a fence around your property? You saw the Morongo Basin Healthcare, they put a fence around their property. I mean, is that the solution? Like the whole town is just gonna put fences around their property? And so I'm happy to see something is done, and I hope it will get done. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone online? We appreciate the comments. We'll bring it back to our council. I agree with your comment about the importance of having an emergency fund, whether you're a business or an individual, because it doesn't take long without income coming in that all of a sudden you could find yourself house without a home or without accommodation. So that's a very good point. Council member comments? Any approval for the recommendations? Yes, Mayor Pro Tem?
Yeah, I'd like to commend staff for, excuse me, participating in the point-in-time count. And I think taking it seriously like this, looking for a solution, taking a step, even though, like Curtis said, it's not an end-all, but it is a step in the right direction. And the problem is very complex. I agree that putting fences up all over town is not a solution. We have to we've got to explore meaningful, workable, doable solutions. And I think putting this position in place is a good start to that end. I'm not sure any of us know where this goes or what the ultimate outcome is, but I think it's a step in the right direction. So I commend staff for bringing this up, and I agree that this position would be a good step.
Very good. Is that a motion as well?
I'll make that motion.
Oh, yeah, go right ahead. We have other comments. Go ahead. Microphone.
Let's see here. An engagement and homeless outreach coordinator would be a good idea. I have a request that maybe we evaluate this on some kind of a time schedule, maybe 3 years to 5 years from now, and see if the money is being well spent, if it's a position that is doing what we anticipate it to do. It's kind of do we have examples of an outreach coordinator anywhere in other municipalities so we can kind of judge, is it an effective way of handling this? It seems
so
like
in the, to answer your question, Councilmember, in the research, I think it's all over the place, but let me give you an example. In the position description that you have attached, one of the sources that we looked at was exactly what you're asking. What have other communities have found to be successful? We looked at the city of Ontario. They have a homeless department of 24 individuals, okay? So it depends on the level of investment that you have and that you're committed to doing this. The town historically has supported our nonprofits through some contribution, but no active, proactive outreach. And so I think that's really where we have to start from, because if you asked me 6 months ago, how big is the problem in Yucca Valley with the unhoused, I'd say it's a moderate problem. It's different when you go out and you engage with 23 people in 2 hours, and the impact that they're having not only on their lives, on the lives of your residents, on the private property owners that they're on their property. All of these issues are interrelated. And I think because we're also in the rural area outside of San Bernardino County Central or Metro Core, we don't have the level of county engagement at the street outreach level either. And so that's really incumbent upon us to take a leadership role, to be able to accurately identify what our issue is, develop a plan, a strategy, and then come back, share that with the council, share that with the public. Hey, these are the things that we're going to do. We want to have compassion. We want to dial in people with services, but we also want to protect our town and have public access to spaces that are safe and protected. So all of those things are related. To answer your question specifically, there are many cities, primarily the bigger cities, that have multiple positions like this, but we're going to start small and then see where it goes from there.
And we will take the time to evaluate it further down the line. We'll bring it up for discussion as whether it's an ongoing thing or whether
It's in
a short
your
project.
budget review every year,
Okay.
or every 2 years, when your budget
Well,
is
then I'm
adopted.
in favor of it, and I think we should. I'd like to make a motion that we receive and file the update of the 2026 point-in-time count activity and that we create a town community engagement and homeless outreach coordinator position.
Okay, well, we have a first, and that'll be
I'll
a
do
second.
Okay.
Any other comments from the council? No?
I just think that this is a great first step.
Yeah, I agree, and we got to get ahead of it, not get behind it. And I want to thank the Sheriff's Department for the HOPE strategy of getting people and trying to find them housing, find them services that they might be missing. So I like the county's approach, and they've been great partners with us, and they've helped us with issues of trying to help people find a place, and also with the small businesses as well. I've seen small businesses in larger communities have to shut down because homelessness are overtaking their particular small business, hanging out, and people won't come and shop there or won't go through the drive-through and so forth because of the panhandling. So having compassion, trying to find some solutions, I'm all for it. So we have a motion by the Mayor Pro Tem, a second by our Councilmember Lombardo, and I'll call for the roll.
Councilmember Rhodes,
Yes.
Lombardo,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Schooler,
Yes.
and Mayor Abel.
Yes. Thank you very much. All right, any future agenda items from any council members? All right, we're going to move on to our public comments. The town council takes this time to consider your comments on an item of concern which are not on the agenda. When you're called to speak, please state your name, the community of residence. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. Inappropriate behavior which disrupts, disturbs, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting will result in forfeiture of your public comment privileges. The town council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not on the printed agenda. If you're here for the first time, I just want to remind everyone, you'll have 3 minutes after you introduce yourself and your place of residence. You can request to be off camera if you'd like, and also make sure all your comments are not directed to staff, but to the council itself. So we'll go ahead and open it up. Mayor, do we have anyone?
We have two, I have two requests to speak. The first one is from Brett Albone.
Thank you for being here. Come on up.
Thank you. My name is Brett Murray Albone. I live at 92284 Hopi Trail Road. And I am here. I am a local historian and vexillologist. A vexillologist is someone who studies in flags and the history of flags, and also the design of flags as well. And I am here to propose a flag design that I made for Yucca Valley. I will show you it now. The representation of this flag is the turquoise represents the abundance of turquoise mines around the area, and it also represents the sky. The orange V represents the sand and the rocks, and the brown represents the mountains of the area. And the yucca tree represents the people of Yucca Valley. And the 5 stars represents, the first star represents the 2 Native American tribes that were in the side of the area, the Chimovi and the Saramum, Servi?
And the other one.
Yeah, those 2. The second star represents the reign of the Spanish Empire of this geographical area. The third star represents the reign of Mexico of the geographical area. And the fourth star represents the 3-week California Republic. And the 5th star represents the United States of America.
Very nice.
I am proposing this flag to be the people's flag of Yucca Valley. And I can go ahead and explain why I believe that the flag is important. And the flag is important because it represents a people. The current flag of Yucca Valley is absolutely beautiful and stunning. The seal I actually took inspiration from it big time. It is a seal, and it's on a white background. I believe that the representation of the flag of Yucca Valley can be much better. And I love Yucca Valley, and I love the history, and I believe in history in the making is amazing. And I would love to be part of the history of Yucca Valley because I love this town. And I made this flag to represent the people of Yucca Valley. So, thank you.
Thank you. Very impressive. Wonderful. All right. Our next speaker.
Ruida Da Silva.
Hello, I'm Ruida Da Silva, Yucca Valley, and I want to say that people always ask me why I live in this town, and I love it because of people like you. Thank you. This is in regards to the SBC San Bernardino housing, the RHNA requirements that were mandated to have by 2029, and I represent the Western Joshua Tree Coalition for Reasonable Measures. I would like no measures, but I can't live on an island, so I've been told to have reasonable measures. But the requirement is to build more housing, yet we cannot build more affordable housing with these Joshua Tree regulations. And so I don't know how the town is going to address that. The California Fish and Wildlife are not answering our questions anymore from residents, yet there's no guidance on how to build affordable housing. And with the talk about more affordable housing in the trust, I don't know how that will be addressed, and with the homelessness and the unhoused, because I think that there's going to be so many more consequences with the economics of what's going to happen here. Already land is being sold for less prices, and when you have comps that are going to really go down, everyone's real estate's going down, and your mortgages and your home equity, and builders are not building, and jobs are not going to happen because of that. And all of those consequences, I don't know how people are not more worried about what's the impact going to be. Two large parcels were supposed to be developed that are not. Maybe we can ask for the legislatures. Director Bonham said that he was going to come down and send a team down. Maybe we can ask for them to come down, because I think only when they see how many Joshua trees there are in areas like Sky Harbor and closer to the park and other areas, how we cannot build. And only those who are rich, who can afford it, or developers can build. And so when you're talking about a huge concern about affordability or homelessness, unhoused, this is of great concern. And how, I would like to know how the town, another economic, how's the town going to pay for if they don't meet those housing quotas by 2029? Is there going to be penalties? And is the town then going to be even more impacted by it? So the state is fighting us to destroy us, I believe. And so, maybe the town can educate us on what's being done, maybe. Thank you. And thank you, Council, for all the work you've done on this.
Thank you very much. Anyone else in the public would like to speak? Anyone online? All right. We'll bring it back to our staff for staff reports.
Thank you, Mayor. Cap, you got anything today?
Yeah, I do. I'm excited to announce that due to Lieutenant Huff's hard work, we've obtained some OHV grant funding. So we will be doing 5 off-highway vehicle enforcement operations. Not going to put those dates out there because then everybody would stay home. But over the next probably 3 or 4 months, we will be doing 5 operations. You guys get complaints about the OHV issues on the streets. We get the complaints, the emails. So we did get funding for that. So we'll have not only our personnel, but personnel from Barstow Station, Victorville. They will all be responding down here for the enforcement operations.
Thank you, Captain. Appreciate that. Frank?
Thank you. We had Exciting visit last week to our community by the California Conservation Corps. What the Conservation Corps is their mission anyway, is to advance the education, training, leadership, development, personal growth, and career opportunities of the Corps members while protecting, enhancing California's natural resources. And why we brought them out there, here last week, and you can see the representation on the screen, is we took them on North Park, and maybe an opportunity for North Park. We were fortunate to have a trail whisperer to guide them, council member, or Mayor Pro Tem Schooler's wife, Dawn Schooler, kind of showed them the trail. And what the goal is, they're a labor force, and their members are, I think, 95 members. And what the goal is, what they can do from a labor perspective, is to protect the environment. So to have the trail more defined, have it more groomed, and have it more accessible is the goals that they can help us with. It's not a free service. It's a service that's out there. However, there are grants that could be used for this, and hopefully we can access that and make. And this is their fire crew that came out. As mentioned, they're volunteers, but they do get a stipend to learn. And part of their mission is fire. And if you recall, way back when the Sawtooth Fire, this area here was a fire line. So there's some nexus to what they do and what they can learn and help with our trails. So exciting. We'll see what the next steps are, and hopefully could add to the quality of life of our residents. One other thing, just wanted to mention March 28th, if I could find the flyer here, March 28th from 8 to 12. Will be our community cleanup day. It'll be over at the Yucca Valley Transfer Station on Sunny Slope. So it'll be a good opportunity for our residents to clean up their garages and everything else within their house. I know myself included have a few things there. So that will be March 28th, again from 8 to 12. And I believe, Sue, you have some updates as well?
Just a quick couple of items. March happenings and community services. First and foremost, wanted to announce that the town's spring summer activities and events guide is now available for viewing on the town's website. Copies will also be mailed to Town of Yucca Valley resident mailboxes next week. There's also still time to register for the Healthy Hearts Run on March 28th. Enter the 5K or the 2K Health Walk for only $35 a person. Race time is 9 a.m. sharp. The High Desert Nature Museum's new exhibit, Wondrous Waste, a recycled art exhibition, opens this Saturday. And then we do have, at the Senior Center, Aging in Your Community Resource Fair, and that spotlights services such as healthcare, food insecurity, insurance, legal planning, caregiving support, community services, and other resources for seniors and their families. That is Wednesday, March 25th from 9:30 to noon. And then, of course, coming up in early April, on April 4th, we have our Easter egg extravaganza at 9:30 here at the community center. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Sue. Alex, any updates today? No. Shane?
Just a couple items this evening. Next Tuesday, the 24th, Planning Commission will be holding a public hearing on the Sun Mesa Mini Storage Facility. That is a almost 100,000 square foot mini storage facility up off of Buena Vista on the east side of 247. So anyone that's in the neighborhood who has an interest in that project may want to turn out and provide public input to the Planning Commission. The Commission will also be discussing the town's standard for minimum size of single-family homes in our single-family zones. And then just a couple comments in regards to the Western Joshua Tree. As the council is aware, the council took a position of opposition to the listing of the Western Joshua Tree since day one. The council opposed the commission's listing of the species, and the town has continued to be proactive in the opposition to the protection of that species to the degree that exists today. The town continues to work with our legislative representatives in both chambers. In Sacramento, we've made trips to Sacramento in discussion. There is proposed legislation this year that's in the channels for trying to address the Western Joshua Tree issue and the impacts to Yucca Valley property owners. The language does not go as far as we would like to see it, but the town continues to push those legislative efforts so that relief comes from those regulations that are in place today. Definitely, there's an impact on the community, on the builders, on homeowners, and the town will continue to move forward year after year till those issues are addressed to the best of our ability. Finally, I want to mention, not only is there the state protection today, but you should also keep in mind there's still the opportunity or the possibility that there's federal protections coming down the pipeline for the Western Joshua Tree. So there's been requests for that federal protection going on for a number of years, and that is still in progress. And we could end up where there are dual protections, both federal and state. So the town council continues to oppose those standards, and we continue to monitor.
Thank you, Shane. I'm just going to reserve my comments for recognizing our town clerk from a staff perspective. So, Leslie, I don't know if you'll remember some of this. You probably even remember it more so than I, but when Leslie was appointed as town clerk, what year was that? Do you remember specifically? 2013. If the council can go back in your mind there to 2013, one of the first tasks that Leslie was charged with was navigating a recall attempt on the town council at the time, and going through that process, very difficult, especially as a new clerk, and we had to make sure that we got things right, and she was very, very good in doing that process. We joked about, you're going to either sink or swim in this position. And so starting from there, a couple of the other highlights, I think that really show the impact on the community. In 2012, we attempted a measure, I think it's Measure S at the time, which was a 1-cent sales tax. Was not successful in the community. That was prior to Leslie coming on board. Then after that, we regrouped, kind of developed it in a different way, did some education. Council gave some specific direction. Ultimately, Measure Y went to the voters in 2018 and was successful to both Measure Y and Measure Z. I think Measure Y at 72%, Measure Z at 83% in 2018. 2022, Measure K was the transit occupancy tax increase from 7% to today's rate. And that also passed by 70%. All of these measures have specific requirements to go through with the Register of Voters, the type of measure that you're developing, the regulations that are in election code to make sure that they're done accurately and effectively. Measure K was a success, and then in 2024, Measure Y and Z both authorized at the highest percentage in the state in that election cycle, both at over 80% approval rates. So just speaks to the type of attitude that Leslie had in everything that she did. So we will definitely miss her. We know that she's going to enjoy her retirement. But on behalf of all of the staff, Leslie, thank you for the years of service and congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you very much. We'll bring it to our council for any comments. We'll start off with Councilmember Drodes. Any reports, comments?
Nothing really. I just want to tell Leslie again, congratulations. And not much going on with me, so everybody have a great evening and week.
Thank you. Councilmember Lombardo.
Leslie, congratulations again, too. Is this your last day? No. Okay. When do you officially fully retire?
I'll be here working through the end of the month.
Oh,
So the
okay.
31st, yeah.
All right. Well, look forward to getting to do some fun things, maybe together with our families. It'd be fun.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Wanted to thank the staff for all their hard work that goes together in making this all function. It's a good group of people, and we're getting a lot of things done. It's took a walk through the pool area. That was really spectacular. I'm excited about that. And the senior center's coming online, and just so much is happening. It's really good to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
Yeah, I'd like to, again, thank Tanya for pumping up grub stakes and for all the work they do over there at the chamber. I think that's a big challenge to pull it off, but I do admire her spunk and thank her for giving us a report on that. Also, Leslie, I see you renewed your membership at the golf course, and so we'll look forward to seeing you in some of the tournaments over there. And congratulations to Brooke on the appointment as the new town clerk. So congrats on that. I think this homeless coordinator is, well, that's an important position that we okayed. I don't like the idea of, like so many agencies we've seen that just tend to throw money at a problem, so I don't think we're doing that. I think we're taking it systematically, and I think that's key. I want to see us with a meaningful approach to this, and I think that's what we're doing, so thank you for that. And a reminder that there's a shelter committee meeting this Thursday at 5:30 in the community center here, and I think that's all I got. Thanks.
Thank you. I was able to attend the site-based management meeting at Yucca Valley High School on the 4th. And then also I was able to meet with the first meeting with the Conservation Corps, the Riverside representatives. So Deputy Town Manager was with me, Frank Lucchino, and we were able to talk to them about the vision and so forth of what we could have done at the park. And then we did a site visit, which was wonderful, as we didn't take the big tour, as your wife led them on the real tour of the entire hike. We did run into several people that were visiting the area on the trail, so they got a chance to see that the trail is being used by the community as well as people visiting the area. It was almost as if we planted them there. And one of the two young ladies that was touring, coming up the trail, I introduced myself, and everyone that was there asked them where they were from, and she was from Redlands, and I forgot where the other one was from. But the one of them had been in the Conservation Corps back in Michigan or Minnesota or something like that. So it was a wonderful timing. I think they were so impressed that they came a week later with the entire, 2 weeks later with the entire. 2 days later. 2 days later they came back with the entire fire crew, and then our Don Schooler was able to lead them on exactly the trail. And the whole idea of the Conservation Corps and that project is trying to keep people on the trail and not trampling the desert. We want people to enjoy it, but not just go onto private property or destroy the fauna and the plants. A lot of people don't realize how fragile the desert is. It looks real rugged, but it is fragile, and we want to keep them on the trail. So there were a lot of ghost trails, a lot of problems with it, some erosion issues. And so if they take that project under their wings and get us some grant money to do that, it'll be a nice addition to our park that we've already invested the parking lot and the bathrooms in. So thank you for the follow-up, and thank the Conservation Corps for coming so quickly. Our other Deputy Town Manager helped me leading a tour with staff from Yucca Valley High School. We took the principal, the athletic director, the swim team, coaches, and then also a member of the board on a tour of the pool facility, showing them what was coming available. As you know, we do joint partnerships with the school district, so it was an opportunity to show them the facility that we're building and also share the great news that not only do people in Yucca Valley have a discounted rate to use the pool, and the facilities in the gym, but also those in San Bernardino County have that opportunity. So it was a great tour. I thank Shane for leading us on there, making sure we had our hard hats and stayed out of everyone's way. The place was like bees all over that building on this tour. And I'd been on previous tours. This was the most activity I've seen on site. On the 12th, I was at the Builders and Realtors meeting. Again, Shane led that with his capable staff, well-attended and very educational. And then the Deputy Town Manager and myself and former Captain Scott Tuttle were invited to run in the very first annual Mojave Half Marathon on the Marine Corps base. And that was quite an honor to get out there and run on the course, the general carrying a flag. We all ran what we wanted to run. Frank got a personal best on that course, which was a challenging course. But it was wonderful, and we were so glad to represent the town of Yucca Valley. And the general was very gracious to take pictures with us and thank us again for coming. We got a personal invitation, so we didn't want to pass that up. And then I've also had the opportunity to meet with the animal care and control manager, and she's letting me know that, you know, software updates are continuing. New staff training is being planned. So far, we've had 10 chipped people take us up on chipping their pets. There's plenty of opportunities for more, so we're hoping the word continues to get out to get your dog or cat chipped. And then also, on the spay and neuter, there's still openings, 2 small male dog openings, 2 small female dog openings, and I believe it's 8 cats, male cat openings. So there's still openings. So if you know if somebody has a small male or female dog or has a male cat, please let them know that we have this wonderful opportunity for spay and neuter. So we really want to get the word out. I know staff's been doing a really good job in putting it out there, but please, on your own social media, let people know there's still availability. Other than that, I wanted to thank everyone for attending. Leslie, again, thank you again for your years of service. You always take the time for any one of us, and you've always helped us, and we will truly miss that personal touch and professionalism that you've always offered each and every one of us. Our next meeting for the town of Yucca Valley will be April 7th, Tuesday, 5 o'clock, right here at the Yucca Valley Community Center. Glad to meet with you after the meeting, and thank you and have a great night.